We can start?
Yes, you
Yes.
can.
No worry. So, good day everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm very happy to see you here. And before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is M.Pugach. I'm first year PhD student of our department. Today I want to tell you some interesting facts about Mars. From ancient times, people were attracted by a bright red spot on the night sky. They were charmed by this spot and connected it with a lot of mysterious events. Moreover, the red color of the spot was connected with the color of blood, and that's why people named this spot after the Olympic god of war, Mars. At those times, they thought that it was a star, but now we know that they were not right. So, what is it, Mars? Today, I want to tell you about this, and I want to answer on this question. I will cover 3 main points in my presentation. Firstly, I will tell you some facts about Mars. After that, I will make a quick review of exploration missions. And after that, we will look at some fresh data from current missions. So let's start. Mars is the first planet in our solar system. Its diameter is nearly 2 times smaller than the diameter of our planet. But despite of this fact, the land area of Mars is nearly equal to the land area, on our planet, because as you know, nearly 71% of the surface of our planet is covered by water. Volume of Mars nearly equal 15% of volume of Earth, and it can be derived from geometry. And if we want to fill the volume of our planet, we will need over than 6 volumes of Mars. Mars is less dense than Earth, and its density is approximately 71% of density for our planet. So, if we know volume and we know average density, we can derive mass. And Mars is nearly 10 times lighter than our planet. Let's look at the structure of planets. As you know, in the center of our planet there is a solid core with a liquid outer layer, and after there is a mantle. And finally, on the surface there is a crust. If we look at the structure of Mars, it will be the same if we will go from the crust to the center. But center is a mystery for scientists yet, because they don't know what is it inside in the core of the red planet. Is it liquid, is it solid, or it has both of layers as our planet? Speaking about distance, if we assume distance from the Sun to the Earth as 1 astronomical unit, then distance from the Sun to the Mars will equal 1.5 astronomical units. In orbital movement, Mars is slower than our planet, and its speed approximately 80% of orbital speed of the Earth. Mars also turning around its own axis, and it has nights and days. But it's a very interesting fact that day on Mars is nearly equal to the day for our planet. Mars also has a tilt angle. This is angle between its axis and its orbit. Moreover, this angle is nearly equal to the angle for our planet. It means that Mars has similar seasons like Earth. But because of slower speed on the orbit and far distance from the Sun, 1 year on Mars is approximately 2 times longer than year on Earth. It also should be pointed out that because of different elliptical orbit of Mars, his north and south hemispheres has different duration of seasons. And for example, north hemisphere has longer summer and spring, and south hemisphere has longer winter and autumn. Atmosphere of Mars mainly consists of carbon dioxide, and it's nearly 100 times less dense as the atmosphere on our planet. Such rare atmosphere is not able to keep heat from the surface, and it causes very drastic changes on the surface of the planet. So, temperature on the surface of Mars can vary from minus 140 degrees of Celsius to plus 30 degrees of Celsius. And it's much more less than variation of temperature for our planet. But if we will speak about gravity, on Mars it's less, it's approximately 63% from our gravity, 63% less from our gravity. And it means if a person weighs 100 kilos on Earth, this person will weigh on Mars only 38 kilos. So this is a good information for girls. If you are worrying about your weight, you can imagine that on Mars you will weigh nearly 3 times less. So you can stop worrying about your weight. And as you can see, conditions on Mars are different from our planet. But if we compare these conditions in framework of other planets in our solar system, we will understand that conditions on Mars are most close for the similar life conditions as on Earth. That's why Mars now is a very attractive point nearly for every country. And I can say more. Mars race have been already started. This brings us to the next point of my presentation, Mars exploration. Exploration of Red Planet was started in 60s years. From this time, there were approximately 50 missions, but only half of them were successful. Because we don't have a lot of time, I will focus only on breakthrough missions. And the first artificial object which appeared on near-flight orbit of Mars was orbiter created by USSR, and it was in 1962. After that, in 1964, USSR also succeeded first entry. But unfortunately, this vehicle crashed during the landing, right after the landing. Then, in 1973, NASA succeeded entry in the atmosphere of Red Planet, and also they made successful landing with equipment which could work during a rather long period of time. And so this was, I think, the breakthrough in exploration of this planet. After that, in 1996, there was also a mission done by NASA. It was the first rover mission, Pathfinder. It was also the next breakthrough in exploration because this rover was the first artificial object which can move on the surface, can capture pictures and send them us. So it was very amazing. Then, oh, I'm sorry, there is no year, but I can tell you. So then, in 2002, there were 2 successful missions, also reverse missions, done by NASA, Opportunity and Spirit. And Spirit was working on the surface during 7 years. But I think you will be more surprised that Opportunity was working until this year, and it stopped work at March of this year. And finally, opportunity duration of opportunity on the Mars was approximately 13 years, with final traveling distance nearly 50 kilometers. Then, in 2012, NASA started another rover mission. I think some of you, or maybe all of you, knew this name. It's famous rover Curiosity. The main aim of this mission is to find traces ancient life or maybe current life on the Earth planet. During 3 years, Curiosity made a lot of awesome pictures and also made some important samples of soil. That brings us to the final point of my presentation. Now I want to show you some fresh pictures which were made Curiosity this year. This is a selfie. Curiosity made this selfie approximately 3 weeks ago. This is a picture of one of Wally on Mars. It was made 31st July of this year. This is rockets on Mars. This picture was published in 15th August of this year. And this is a breathtaking view of sunset on Mars. Just look at this. It's awesome. I think it's looking very, very similar for our planet, but it's very, very far, as I told you. But I think it's amazing. So, for a moment, I stay this picture because I love it. But I want to sum up what we were talking about today. Today, we are talking about Mars, and firstly, I told you some facts about this planet. After that, I made a quick review of exploration missions. And finally, we looked at some fresh pictures from the surface of Red Planet. To conclude, I want to tell you that latest missions opened new horizon for our human race. They showed that life conditions on Mars are rather similar for life conditions on Earth. And Mars became more and more interesting. I'm very excited about future discoveries of this planet, and I hope that my presentation was interesting for you today, and now you are also engaged in discovery of this planet. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I am ready to answer them, but not right now. I want to show you one video. This is a very short video. I also love it. But don't think that I support beer production, because it's an advertisement of beer. But I love this video because here you will be able to see the whole picture of the mission, from creation to the landing. That's why I think it's good to see it, and for a very, very short period of time you can see it. Everything.
Okay, everyone focus. Prepare to enter the atmosphere. Let's get this thing onto the ground.
Okay, we have parachute online.
Okay, airbags. This is the fountain down. Camera on.
I have a picture right now.
Thank you, Germany. Okay, there's more to do. Now, if there is life, the Dutch will find it. Wait. What is he doing? What is that?
Laat me wait.
think that in future it will be here. I mean, people will be on Mars. So, your questions?
I have one question.
Yeah?
Is there an information about an ability of growing the youth plants in the Mars soil?
It's a tricky question because there is no right answer for now. As you see, there is a very drastic variation of temperature on the surface. And for plants which we know now, it's impossible to live in such big variations of temperature, but it's possible for some microorganisms. That's why commonly missions are aimed to find some microorganisms.
But if we manage to isolate the soil of Mars, to keep the temperature right, to keep the amount of liquid, how do we tell it, right, can we use the soil itself to grow plants? Will there be?
I don't know, because before there was one prediction made by scientists that there is some plants on the Mars. I think that speaking about soil, yeah, maybe we can use it, but I'm not sure. We should make an experiment. So we should modulate, we should simulate the right conditions. But firstly, for this, we should make possible to transfer soil from Mars back to Earth. And now, yes, and this is the future aim for all countries. Now they are going, even our country, we are going to make a vehicle which could be able to go to Mars and come back. Maybe you know about, have you heard about project Mars 1? Yeah? What do you think about this project?
If I recall correctly, it's a mission that is aimed to deliver human expedition on Mars, but it doesn't mean to return them back.
Yeah, yeah.
And well, I find this an amazing possibility to, sorry for this joke, but to get away from this world and to experience the world which was never experienced by people before. It is a breakthrough in the space travel, which is amazing. It is the breakthrough in any space science you could even imagine. Living beings on other planets, living on other planets. I find it an amazing possibility, both for people and for humanity.
I fully agree with you about possibilities, but speaking about this project, exactly Mars 1, I can say, as a person who engaged in a real project with Mars exploration, I can say that maybe one of the biggest fail for human race. It's really a fail, because this is a financial speculation. It's impossible. So they are going to send people on Mars in 12 years. It's impossible, trust me. Because now we are going to send a real vehicle with a rover on Mars, but it's very, very hard task. Firstly, we don't know about atmosphere. We know some common facts, but there is a lot of other facts which we don't know and which we are not able to take into account. That's why even entry in atmosphere of Mars is very, very difficult task. After that, another difficult task is landing. And it's also, so only USA for now, only USA succeeded with this task. But they succeeded with vehicles. But if we are going to manage this with men, we have much more requirements. Because vehicle is just a something hard. Yeah. But for men, it should be much more safety.
Yeah, that is another fact. do they land vehicles as it was shown in the video, just dropping them with airbags?
So first, for first vehicles, for example, Pathfinder and Spirit and Opportunity, it was like this, something like this. But for Curiosity, they made rocket engines, small rocket engines,
so
before landing.
now they land proper. Thank you. It was interesting for me because if they were going to drop people like that, I don't think anyone would support.
But maybe why not? It's like
After all, they've already paid. This.
yeah, so
Yes.
it's more exciting. So.
The warranty,
Advertisement.
this ticket just to one way.
Michael,
Yeah.
thank you for a beautiful presentation. I've got two questions. First, what are the main differences in climate between Earth and Mars? The main differences that could affect a possible, say, colony on Mars. How much do we know about it? And second, what are the main current projects on Mars exploration? The main current projects that are being prepared now. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for your questions. So, about first question. As I told you, firstly, we have problem with atmosphere on Mars. So, there is very, very rare carbon dioxide. And it means that if we will go out from vehicle on Mars, we will not be able to breathe. Another problem is a very drastic variation of temperature. But if we will speak about us, so for us it's minus 88 degrees Celsius, and for Mars it's minus 140 degrees Celsius. I think it's not so big difference. And for minus 88 degrees Celsius, people can survive because it was captured. This temperature was captured on pole of our planet, and people make expeditions there, so it's possible. There is what is a possibility to make climate more friendly for us. This is a water on Mars. Do you know about water on Mars? Yeah.
Some molecules of water.
Yeah, previous expeditions showed that there is ice head on poles of Mars. And moreover, if we look at the surface, a picture of the surface, it's looking like this water was liquid. In very ancient times, but it was liquid. And yeah, finally, because of changes in climate, it became frozen. And now it's impossible for liquid water to survive on the surface of Mars. But people hope that they can change it by heating or something like this, and they will start a process which can change climate. Which firstly, if we will have water, we will have vapor on the air, on the atmosphere. It means that it can help hold temperature. After that, high temperature means that plants can survive. It means that they can produce oxygen. It means that, and so it's like air, and it will water. And about the second question, I'm sorry. About the second question, I can tell you about one project which I'm engaging now. I'm participating in this project now. This is a collaborative work with European colleagues. Project called ExoMars. So we are going to send a vehicle next year. It will be just empty vehicle without equipment inside. And in 2 years, we are going to send a vehicle with equipment, with a rover, which will also travel on the surface. And it will have two missions. The first one, to search trace of life. And the second one, to search their convenient place, comfortable place for cosmodrome, for place where good rockets start from Mars to Earth. So, any other questions?
Michael, and
Very brave first year student, I can say.
and what maybe there are some project, maybe 4 sites on the subject of terraforming on Mars.
What?
Terraforming on Mars.
Ah, terraforming. Yes, it's. There is. Do you know something?
Unfortunately, almost nothing. But maybe we could gather another meeting like this and discuss terraforming on Mars, because it would be pretty interesting, I think, and logical.
Yeah, this is. So I told you some about this terraforming. So to heat in we don't know ways, but in any way to heat water, and it will start after that. Other process will be started. So yes, and about other meetings, there is a lot of. This is very small amount of information about Mars. Because if we will speak about missions for Soviet Union, there is a lot of interesting information. Even yesterday, I told some information, and I found out that not all missions which were unsuccessful on papers was rather successful because they had other aims. So, but they were secret, but the USSR, you know that at those times the USSR was going to explore Mars and Venus at the same time. And they created the same vehicles for both planets. And sometimes they just told everyone that, oh, we are going to send a vehicle to Mars. But in real life, they just made experiments with vehicle to Venus, or just made some test flights for such vehicles. They were not going to achieve Mars and to enter to the surface. So it's something like this. Other questions?
Michael,
Thank you.